My, how things have changed. Mr. $65 million jet, Mr. Creflo Dollars, has changed his tune. Today, let's talk about how Pastor Creflo Dollars has changed his tune since demanding for each member of the congregation to donate $300 each so he can buy a $65 million jet that also comes with not one, but two Rolls-Royce engines, high-speed internet, and two multi-channel satellites, and allows for a 4.5 hour commute from New York to Los Angeles. Guys, as you know, the pastor has to arrive and deliver his message as quick as possible. So the pastor said that he has been all wrong about his tithing beliefs, which by definition means that you give 10% to the church. Dollar explains his newfound stance, saying tithing is Old Testament teaching and is no longer pertinent for New Testament beliefs. In the video, he explains that some from the Old Testament school of belief took the 10% and applied it as the recommended minimum for Christians in their giving. But Dollar says the manufactured 10% figure is all wrong. He quotes Romans 6 verse 14, "For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under the grace." So guys, let's watch a little clip from the video real quick.
The teachings that I've shared in times past on the subject of tithing were not correct. And today I stand in humility to correct some things that I've taught for years and believed for years, but could never understand it clearly because I had not yet been confronted with the gospel of grace, which has made the difference. I won't apologize because if it wasn't for me going down that route, I would have never ended up where I am right now. But I will say that I have no shame at all at saying to you, throw away every book, every tape, and every video I ever did on the subject of tithing, unless it lines up with this. I've done some corrected teaching in the last 10 years, but not to the degree of what we're getting ready to do now. So why is this important? Because religion is sustained by two factors: fear and guilt. And if it's one subject that the church has used for a long time to keep people in fear and guilt, it is in that subject of tithing. And it has to be corrected, and it's got to be corrected now. I may lose some friends. Preachers may not ever invite me no.
Now, the subject of 10% has been very controversial. Like he mentioned, a lot of people in the church community will get angry at him for saying that you don't have to go and give 10%. The problem with a lot of churches is that the pastors will be living a life of luxury. Maybe not all pastors are driving a Bentley, have a $65 million jet, but it's very common that you'll find out that the pastors are not only getting extra salary from the church, but they live a little bit above the members of the congregation. They have a better lifestyle. They're more financially well off than the members of the congregation. But the members of the congregation each and every month are scrambling in fear to try to pay 10%, even though they don't have 10%. Like right now in our world, we have inflation, we have gas prices at an all-time high, we have war with Ukraine and Russia, the economy is looking terrible, we're clearly in a recession, everything's at an all-time high, but each and every Sunday you have members of the congregation breaking their necks in fear to pay that 10%. And the pastors, a lot of pastors, make sure to keep preaching that gospel to the members of the congregation to make sure that they pay that 10%, which is an issue itself. It's a very big issue in the church community. Yes, if you can afford to pay 10%, you should go and do it. But everyone's situation is different. There are members of the congregation that are living paycheck to paycheck, that are barely getting by. Or you could be up one day, you could be up 1 month, but you're down the next day, then down the next month. You have a bad month. You have unexpected emergencies. You have to get your kids braces. You have a unexpected medical expense. Your car breaks down. You're not able to pay that 10%. But the problem is a lot of pastors, they try to preach that fear into the members of the congregation and try to force them to pay that 10% and try to make them feel bad for not being able to do so. That is what Pastor Creflo Dollars is getting at. Now, a lot of people may disagree with him, but what he's saying is true. It is true. If you can't afford to pay that 10%, yes, you should try to do your best to contribute to the church. But if you're not able to contribute, I'm sure God understands. I'm sure He sees that you have obstacles that are stopping you from being able to contribute. And you should not feel ashamed or feel that you're being disrespectful to the church for not being able to contribute 10%. Contribute whatever you can. Do not go out there breaking your back, breaking your neck, because everybody's different. And the main issue is a lot of these pastors that are preaching that gospel, they're living way well off compared to the members of the congregation. Like Mr. Creflo Dollars, $65 million jet. Why in the world does a pastor need a $65 million jet? Why do you need all this luxury stuff? Why do you need these mansions, these luxury cars? Sure, if you're a pastor that worked for it outside of the church, you're an entrepreneur or a doctor or whatever profession that pays a high salary where you can afford that lifestyle, sure. Go ahead, buy that $65 million jet. Buy a $100 million jet. Buy 2 jets. Buy 3 jets. Buy all the Bentleys, the Birkin bags that you want. But the issue is a lot of these pastors clearly using money from the congregation, money that people donate to live this fancy lifestyle. And then they come every Sunday and preach that you need to make sure to donate 10%. And if you're not able to do that, they try to make you feel bad. That is not a good thing. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are. And with that being said, I am out.